So to make your homemade popsicles, or at least the kind that I make, you just need 3 ingredients. You need your fruit, whatever fruit you want, and a sweetener. I'm going to be using raw honey today. And because we like the creamsicles, then I like to use the Organic Valley half and half. You can do this with just fruit and sweetener, or even just fruit alone if you don't want any extra sweetness. Because I use the half and half, I really do need to use some kind of sweetener to, otherwise it sort of waters down the flavor of the fruit. But it does make this nice creamy, frozen treat that again will help replace the ice cream in my husband's diet. So he's the one that eats the popsicles. I very rarely ever have any. So I just have to rely on, ask him. I hope that tastes good. So today I'll be using flavor grenades that I canned last summer. And I got honey on my fingernail. Flavor grenades are a pluot, and they're called a flavor grenade because they have just this powerful, wonderful flavor that I can't even describe. You'd have to try one sometime. Well, I found that they also make, when you can them and then use them for popsicles, it's one of my favorites. If I'm going to have a popsicle, this is the one I like the best, which you would think I would like the raspberry the best, but actually the flavor grenade popsicle is my very favorite. So you can see I use Tattler lids for this, and these are reusable lids. I really do like the Tattler. They take a little practice. If you get the easy, I forget what it's called, Easy Seal, which is their new design. Those ones are very easy to use. As you can tell, it was sealed. I'm going to smell it to double check. It smells good. And I'm going to strain off, since I'm adding the half and half, I'm going to strain off this liquid and then replace it with a half and half. Otherwise, you could just, if you're not going to make it like a creamsicle, you could just throw this directly into your blender as is. So let me drain this off and then I'll be right back. The liquid is now drained off, and what I'll be doing is I'll pour these straight into the blender like so. Then I just pour in the half and half so that, I'm trying to look at the camera on that too, so I'm pouring it all down the side, silly me, so that it looks about like that. Now this was frozen, that's why it looks this way. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not soured or anything. It's just that it's been frozen and it tends to get lumpy when it does that. So you can see there how much I put in to the amount of fruit. And then for that, I would say about 2 good tablespoons of honey. Just get that off in there. All right, and then I'm going to get another tablespoon, and I believe that should be sufficient to make up for that half and half. Okay, I should have got my rubber spatula out. Set that aside. And then I need to get my rubber spatula, scrape that down in there, and then obviously I'm going to blend it. I'm going to start kind of at a low speed. Speed it up. Right to the fire. Alright, now this is where I typically would do a little taste test to make sure it's blended well and it's sweet enough. Make sure I don't need any more honey. Oh, perfect. Alright, so now I still have some honey stuck to the side here, so maybe I'll push that down there and then run it again. That should be good. Looks nice and smooth. Now, these are my favorite, at least of the any kind of popsicle holder that I've had, popsicle mold. And this is the, what is it, Zoku brand. And they have these separate little sleeves that sit down inside there like that. It just makes it so much easier to use. And then you fill your containers up. I'll probably have more than of this than popsicle holders. I have 2 sets of these. There's one in the freezer with blackberry popsicles in there, and the blackberries we picked last year. And then what I typically do with the rest of this is I'll just put it in a little glass and stick that directly in the freezer, and then my husband will eat that with a spoon, and he'll eat that one first. But yes, he usually eats about 2 of these every night. He loves his frozen treats. And this was my way of coming up with just a healthier way and a simple way to have something I know what's in it and that it's good for him. And anyway, you can see how simple that was. Anybody can do this. All you need is your popsicle holders, and even if you don't have that, then you can just pour it into little dessert dishes or little small glasses, and then you just eat it with a spoon. It gets a little hard, but it's still really good. And he loves to eat it like that way too. So either way works. You can get by without having to purchase these, but these are definitely very nice. And I highly recommend them. I found mine at Amazon, and then not long after I got mine at Amazon, I found the local store started carrying them for even cheaper than I got them at Amazon, and I was a little irritated because I would have much rather purchased them locally. So anyway, there's those. I'll stick them in the freezer, and I find that this particular type of popsicle is best to give it a good 24 hours to fully set. Otherwise, when you go to pull these out, sometimes they'll just slip out and the popsicle stay in there, and then you still have to eat it with a spoon anyway. But there you go. Healthy homemade popsicles or creamsicles. 3 ingredients: fruit, sweetener, and your half and half. So thanks for watching.